Batisi TV, Lawan Rashipi Daka Frank Yamaha, the Maxi Sports Scooter Arox 155, Ringkat Bakanet Foodish, Ordar Mapi, Ninwan Ramani, Hakir Dobying Jongpi.
Menteri Rangba ke Jylla Konrad Kongkel Sangma hak khat nrutri kula lengkot arajar Plie la Plie ba ya ke Engineering College ka Nyngkong Jong Jylla ya ka balajar kerteng gum ke Shillong Government Engineering College ka banan hak snong maulai kenton masar balate lingba ka scheme jong Rashtriya Uchatar Shiksha Abhiyan hakni ka college an IJhi kai hak degree course jong lightly ki technical branch kata hak civil engineering ka electrical engineering bad hak mining engineering Hakaba ka baha pulia kan long tang nabenta laipo seat hakini lightly kishnat pulia.
This is the dream of a government to have an engineering college of its own, and I'm happy that with the completion of 50 years of statehood, we are able to fructify the dream and the vision of the government to have this technical institution. It all started with the funding of the Rashtriya Uchatar Shiksha Abhiyan, that is RUSA 1.0, in which an amount of rupees 26 crores was sanctioned by the government. And it is not only from the government of India that we got the funding, but also from the state government in the form of the state sponsored scheme for landscaping, for completing the water supply system, for completing the electrification of this building. In fact, Honorable Chief Minister, who is the chief guest in today's function, has been here a number of times to run a recce and also to check the quality of the construction over here, which we had used for the Northeast Olympics. This engineering college, along with the College of Architecture and Urban Planning located in Tura, are the two institutions that we had really focused in the last 5 years to ensure the completion. And with the AICT approval, which is being done now, we are hoping and we are quite certain that the academic activity of this college will start from the month of July. There will be 3 branches in this institution, which we have not really finalized in the sense that we, after consulting with the education minister, consulting with the chief minister, thought that we should not go for the typical courses that we have, that is like civil engineering, electrical engineering and mechanical engineering, but go for other courses which are not found and not easily available in other institutions. 2022, that is just about 1 month back, the cabinet had approved the sanction of 55 posts of teaching faculty for this institution. So now MPSC will have to be very alert and also very quick in ensuring that the faculty are recruited as quickly as possible once we finalize from the department what are the courses that we are going to teach over here. Last year in the month of February, exactly on the 28th of February 2022, this whole campus for completing and for beautifying, the sanction was made from PWD buildings. And this is for landscaping as well as for the approach road towards the institution, which will be an independent road. So to sum it up, this is engineering college in which there will be initially 30 seats in 3 branches, so 90 in total, 30 in each for 3 branches. And some feeder institutions will be, the main feeder institution will be from the Shillong Polytechnic, and also directly for those who have finished class 12 and completed the joint entrance examination. So they'll all come and join here in Shillong Engineering College, some of them directly and some of them from the polytechnics. The main feeder institution that we have identified is the Shillong Polytechnic itself. So we are hoping that within this year itself it will be fully functional. and it will be graded eventually by the grading institutions, and I hope that it will live up to its expectation of doing well. It is a very big department. The total sanction for this is about 26 crores, and the architect is also present here from Kaji and Associates. They have done the designing work, and the implementation agency is the PWD building.
In the field of higher education, as our Chief Secretary has mentioned, this particular engineering college, which is a dream of our youth, the dream of yesterday and today, and it's become a reality. We have sanctioned 15 posts, 36 teaching faculty, and 19 non-teaching staff. This will be the backbone to teach the student in this college. Not only that, the College of Architecture and Urban Planning in Tura, posts have already been sanctioned for the same. And not only that, you must have seen that this government, more than 25 colleges have been able to provide financial assistance in the name of People's College, about 21, and also government college. When I talk about government college, I talk about the Patarkma College, Rongjeng College, the College of Teachers Education, where we have converted it to the composite college, not a stand-alone B.Ed college. And not only that, we have already sanctioned for the post for Kiangnongba Government College to start its 4-year B.Ed integrated course. So through this intervention of the government, under the leadership of Chief Minister, we have able to create employment opportunity to more than 500 teaching and non-teaching staff in all these institutions which the government is taking up in these last 5 years. So, as I said, we plan to do more, and we will do more, because we are here to serve the people to the best of our ability. But sometimes, unless we have the leadership which really have lived to the what they speak, it is very difficult to fulfill, because everything it involves the financial implication. But as I said, Education Department is one department where that in the last 5 years, in spite of the noise everywhere, we listen to the voice of the people. We are able to cater to the need of the people all over the state, be from the primary level to the secondary level, be to the higher education level. I'm very proud that we have also, through the initiative to the persuasion of our Chief Minister, myself, and the Office of Department, 2 EMRS schools also sanctioned, one in Nongstoin and one in Amlarem, at the cost of about 45 crore, and 2 which on the verge of completion at Pahang and Samanda. These are all the initiatives which this government are able to take for the benefit of the people. Not only that, as I used to say, that a student is our main focus, and not only for accessibility, we focus also to help them, especially for the poor student, by enhancing the scholarship of the student.
This is indeed a real honor and a matter of great satisfaction for all of us. And as was mentioned by the Chief Secretary and our Minister, that this is going to be functional immediately, and we will be seeing the academic year start from this year itself. and we expect that MPSC will conduct the necessary interviews and complete the entire process within the next few months, so that we are able to have or reach or meet the target of starting the academic year from July 2023. So it's really great indeed, and I take this opportunity to congratulate the Education Department led by Shri Lakshman Rumbui, the Honorable Minister, who is a very, very focused and very, very dedicated person and has been the driving force behind all the changes that we are seeing in the Education Department. Before I proceed, I just want to give you a glimpse of what it is that we've been trying to do, so that you're able to understand and to some extent appreciate the kind of planning and the kind of work that is going on in the government. So I will take a few minutes to try and explain that to all of you. For us, when in 2018, when we took over, one of the most important and primary focus for this government, apart from many other areas which are important to us, was the youth of our state. So we started with the youth, because we realized that youth is a special asset and a power that we have, an energy we have, that needs to be used in the right manner. And we realized that if we are not able to handle things properly and really create the opportunities for them, mold them in the right manner, then things can go wrong now and in the next 10 to 15 to 20 years down the line. If we want Meghalaya to be at the top and be one of the best states in the country, the youth have a very, very important role to play. And hence started a full plan of a blueprint of what it is that we want to do. We can't start taking actions when the youth is already in their teens, in 18, 19, 20, or 25, or 30, and then start to complain saying that, what's happening? Why are things going wrong? Things start all the way from the moment the child is conceived in the mother's womb. It starts with the right steps being taken then to ensure that the mothers, when they're giving birth to the child, are given the right nutrition so that the mother and the baby's health is proper. It goes on to the point where we realize that the 1,000 days are very crucial for a child's mental health and, of course, physical health. We realize that the first 8 years of a child are very crucial to emotionally build the child's, intellectual, emotional, intellectual, academic, intellectual, learning capacity, cognitive thinking. All these aspects starts in the early childhood period, up to the age of 8. It goes on to the point we realize that children need to be supported from adolescence age, especially girl child, the kind of challenges they face. We need also realize, and of course, that we need to ensure that while they are in the adolescence and they're going into the teens, they need to be not just given skills and education, they need to be given soft skill training, they need to be made confident. They need to be made, they have to bring out all the different kind of soft skills like, as I said, public speaking, confidence, being able to really come out and show the best that they can. And it just requires a little bit of spark. It's not a big thing. You just need to push them at that right moment. And of course, when they reach the school time and the college time, then you need to be able to provide the right education. And it's not just about education from, when you reach class 10, 11, 12. It starts with what happens at primary school. Now, the reason I'm telling you all of this is not to give you a long, boring story about really what we're thinking, but to make you realize that what we're trying to do is not a piecemeal kind of a step that we're taking. It's a huge plan. And we don't expect that we'll see results in the next 2 to 3 days, 4 days, or 5 days, or even years. But this is an investment we're making, a system we're creating, so that in the coming years, in the next 50 years, we will see that Meghalaya comes on the right track. Sometimes we start complaining when it's too late. For example, we always complain and we say, well, how come there's so many mothers who are losing their lives while giving birth? Why is the maternal mortality rate so high in the state? And then we say, oh, well, the doctors are not doing their job, the nurses are not doing their job, the institution delivery is late, is not high. Well, that's the last part of the entire problem. It starts off by, as I said, it starts off way before that. We need to ensure that there's enough spacing between 2 children being born or conceived. We have to ensure that mothers who are anemic, who are high-risk mothers, need to be identified. You can't blame the system when the things go wrong. And that's one mistake that government and people in society make. We look at the result and what happens at the end and we blame that as a problem, whereas that is the result of the problem that is there. It's not the problem in itself. Maternal mortality rate is not the problem. It's a result of not being able to contain a lot of issues, which leads to that problem. Similarly, when we look at unemployment, we look at other problems of the youth, substance abuse. That is not the problem. It's a result of the problem that we have not been able to address issues when it should have been at the right time, at the right phase. And hence, the reason I'm telling you all of this is because that is exactly how we need to plan. And when we move forward, it's not just the government that has to do it. We all have to do it together. It's our responsibility. It's our society. That's our community. These are our children. This is our future. And we all have a role to play. Yes, government may have a bigger role to play because we have to create the institutions, we have to create the policies, we have to create the infrastructure, and we will do it. But again, we can't do it in one go. It takes time. And that has been the story of how we have been driving every decision that we make. Why are we focusing so much on education? Because education is a critical part to ensure that the right kind of training and right kind of academic training is given to the children at the right time. The opportunities that they want to pursue, but they don't have the accessibility to it. So therefore, these colleges are important. And that's why you're seeing that we are going, and so many of them have come up. A lot of people have questioned, what about the financial impact? I said, yes, it will be there. But we can't look at it as expenditure. We have to look at it as investment. We are investing in our youth so that they will become the drivers of the growth of engine for our state. And that's why many such colleges, universities, we're trying to come up with courses, we're trying to come up with. We just recently started and inaugurated the Captain Williamson Sangma State University building. And we have already passed the ordinance to make the technical university into a full-fledged university. In fact, after 50 years, finally we have a university in our state. And was overdue in fact. And I hope that this institution of having a state university will actually lay the foundation for creating a much, much stronger, much more vibrant, much more flexible education system for high-end technical education system in our state. And hence a lot of things are happening. And as I said, the reason I'm telling you all of this is they're not happening in silos. We have a plan for everything, and we're connecting the dots in such a manner so that the picture of the youth comes out in those dots and in those drawings when we connect those different dots that are there. We've realized that when it comes to the youth, we did a youth survey, and you'll be surprised to know that when asked what is it that they want to follow in the future, what is their, what line would they want to move forward in? You will not believe, 30% of the youth said sports. that they want to follow sports. We surveyed 90,000 children, almost 90,000, from different rural parts, urban parts. And suddenly it made us realize that our children are really interested in sports. And hence we said that we're going to have Meghalaya Games every year, and we had it twice in the last 5 years. Because of COVID, we couldn't have it every year. But that too after 16 years of not having it in Meghalaya. So imagine what the youth want. If as a government we're not able to provide what the youth want, then obviously they're going to go in the wrong direction. You can't blame them. They're like a ball of energy. You put them in the right channel, they will be constructive. You let them go wherever they want, they will be destructive. And hence it is our responsibility to ensure that we do put them and mold them and put them in the constructive channels. And that's why sports is important.